This is chart of the day number 2, and it is based on chart of the day number 1. It's the same St. Louis Fed information: household sector liabilities, household credit market debt outstanding, US household debt, and this is the one where we had our 10% increase line running across the middle here. 10% increase on average in debt US households since 1955. And that's on the left scale. On the right scale, and marked in red, is GDP. And if we look where we can get an idea of what's going on, as debt went up, let's say here in 1960, we had a commensurate rise in GDP. Here they rose together, dropped together, rose together, dropped together, and here needed a large rise in debt to get a commensurate, or at least a rise in GDP. They fell together, rose again together with a large amount of debt, fell together, and then they went apart here in the middle 90s, converged here the wrong way round in the middle to late 90s, and then from 1997 to 2007 we have this huge ramp up in debt, starting at 6% up through 8, 10, 12, up to 12.5% debt increase per year. 2007. This was the coming out of the dot-com bust. It was the housing boom. But there was almost no real GDP here at all. You just weren't getting any bang for the buck. There was lots of debt going, lots of action into the banks, people in and out of the banks, getting more and more debt, but the actual deep GDP, although houses were being built and sold, was not really up to much. The multiplier that exists, where how much basically bang for your buck you get out of a dollar borrowed, translated into a percentage of GDP rise, has been actually reducing all through this time. And now, as the US households have hit this wall of debt, also we can see that before then, even then, the new debts being taken out didn't arise much GDP at all. It was almost useless taking out this new debt. All it did was create some money for the banks, some profit for the banks, some interest for the banks, some taxes going to central government, but it was really doing the economy no good at all. So now we have them both going down together from that 12.5% down through zero. Debt, households and the GDP's dropped off from 6 down to -2. The government is not going to admit that all this house pricing going up was a bad idea, and they are betting the bank, that is Washington is betting the country, that they can keep house prices up. It's a very large bet, and it's going to cost them, stroke the taxpayers, an awful lot of money. And I just ask, why? Is it really worth it? What is really happening here? Is it just the banks that are being bailed out? I'll leave you with that, but you can see that generally in the past, rise of debt meant a rise in GDP. Rise in debt meant a rise in GDP. Rise in debt meant a rise in GDP. Debt went down, GDP went down. But here, from early 90s right up to 2007, ramping up in the debt from 5% a year they used to do back in the 90s, right up to 12.5% in the 2007. Really ramping up the debt, but getting absolutely no bang for the buck at all. It was a waste of money, and I fear that Washington betting the country to keep house prices up is going to be a further waste of money. But still, that's what they're doing. That's it. Thanks very much. Bye now.